Now we know how to do simple math in Java. We'll talk about variables and primitive data types in this video. So to start, we'll begin with what are variables. So imagine we have to write a long program and we'll use a certain value in this program over and over again. For example, if I have a calculation that says something like this, 428 times 63, right? I have a result of 26,964, right? And I keep writing my program, and a couple lines later, I need to use that value again. And I have to write 26964, right? And then I maybe need to repeat this a couple times. And this is very, very tedious and boring to do. So in order to solve this, what we want to do is to create a variable and give it a name and assign a value to it. So whenever we need to use this value, we can just call the name of this variable instead of the actual value itself. So in order to create a variable, we need to give it a type first. Basically, this will tell the computer what type of data your variable will be assigned to. And remember, once the data type is defined, you cannot change it later on. It has to hold the same type of data throughout the whole program. And in Java, we have 8 primitive data types that we can use. And they are byte, short, int, long, double, float, boolean, and char. So basically, the first 4 types are for integers, and the double and float are for values with decimal points, and booleans only have 2 possible values, which are true or false. And char means character, which can hold a single character value. Either can be a digit, a letter, a symbol, or an empty space. Now let's take a look at how to define variables in action. The syntax for declaring variables is like this. So first, let's type and space and name, and then followed by equal sign and value, and end with a semicolon. Okay. Speaking of names, there's actually some rules and conventions for variable names, and I will post a link in the description for those. But what I want to mention is that whenever we name our variables, we better give it some meanings, so that when we look back to our code, we will understand what those variables are used for. To illustrate what I mean, so I want to calculate the area of a rectangle, and we need its length and width. So let's define those variables first. I want to use type int, and I'll give a variable name of length. Say it's 428, semicolon. And then let's define width, also integer, and then width. The value is 63. And last, let's define area, which is also int. And variable name, I would just call it area. Okay? And is equal to. So now I can use the predefined variables in my calculation. So I can just say length and times width. And let's see. There we go. We have the area calculated. Another example would be, let's say I want to calculate the discounted price. So I need to know the regular price times the percentage of the discount. Okay. So let's define the variables first. Price usually are decimal points values, so I will use double. And I'll say regular price. Let's say is 199.99. okay, semicolon, and then another double discount. Let's say it's 30% off, which is 0.3. Okay, and now the discounted price should be also double, and the name is discounted price, which is regular price times should be 1 minus discount, right? Let's see. Yeah, so discounted price is 139.993. Remember I said earlier in this video that we can use variables over and over again? Let me show you that right now. Say it's holiday season now, and we have a better discount than usual, which is 70% off. So the new discount value should be 0.7. 0.7. Sorry, discount. Okay. Now let's calculate the discounted price again. Which is the same formula. Times 1 minus discount. There we go. So remember, whenever we use equal sign on variables, it will replace its old value and use its new value in the following operations. That's why we see discounted price has been changed. That's because the new discount is 0.7 instead of 0.3. And the last thing that I want to talk about in this video is that we can declare variables without giving it an initial value. So if we do that, Java will give the variable a default value to start with. For example, I can say integer in year, and I don't know what year it is, so I can just end it with a semicolon and hit enter. And Java will give a default value of 0. So that's the default value for integers. And the default value for double should be 0.0. And if I have a boolean, the default value for boolean is false. So if you're not sure what the initial value would be for your variables, you can just leave it there and Java will take care of it for you.